All right, good morning there, two-stroke turbo fans. Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to Stella, looking at all of us working down here on the shop floor like little peons. She is the manager up in the office. As you know, the world revolves around her. Not really. What are we doing today? We took a little time to work on one of our personal rigs last week. I think I showed you. This is my wife's summer car. She really likes it. Being able to take 4 people in the wine country with the convertible top down really makes her happy. However, we've been having a cooling system issue, and I think I showed you I put a brand new radiator in here last week with dual 12-inch fans that are supposed to be high performance, and it still overheats. I don't get it. It's something to do with the radiator, and I haven't figured it out yet. So tried, electronic fan controller that's programmable and has variable speeds. I'm thinking about replacing the electric fans with more powerful ones. It just, at idle, seems to creep up to 200 pretty easily. Or I can just go the old route and put the mechanical fan back in it. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I hate to say it. I've never had a car beat me on this, but this one is important because it has so many electrical accessories and it's not very strong in the electrical department. It's older. When you want to put the top up or down, it uses a lot of power. If you want to use the heater, the wipers, and the headlights, you pretty much have tapped out the alternator. I have converted it to the 3G alternator, which is like out of a Crown Vic. Still not great. But when the fans are running all the time, which is what's happening, I just don't like it. It's zapping all the power from the engine, which negates having the electric fan. So I'm just going to put the manual old clutch fan mechanical back on it. Cleaned up the old shroud. I'm going to pop it on there and see if it stays cool. It's a cool day today. It's only 70, but last weekend I took the girls to the river and it was hot. It was 95, and this thing had a really hard time staying below 195. I could not get it to go lower than 195 no matter what I did with the fans. So that concerns me. It wasn't overheating per se, but even on the highway, it wouldn't cool, and I don't get that. So it does have a weird thing, like if I rev it up to 4,000 RPM, then it seems to bring down the temperature 20 degrees. So maybe I've got a broken impeller in my water pump. I don't know. It's a new water pump. So let's try the mechanical fan and see if it fixes it. I think that's where we're going to go. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, so welcome back. It's a little while later, and you'll see that I've got my shroud and my fan back to factory. Didn't take too long. And what really is nice is I'm measuring my voltage here, and I've got 14.5 volts. I don't know what is up with this fan system I had, but I never had 14.5 volts. I had 13.9, and then when the fan was running, it would be lower than that. I don't get it. It's a pretty complex controller with a, I'll show you. It's a Proform controller under the, oh yeah. So again, I do not have subframe connectors. Whenever I have the car up on the lift, even a little bit, the doors are hard to open. Thank you. Because the car sags. I have this controller under the dash, and it's telling me the temperature. I still have it all hooked up, so I can revert back to the electric fans, but I'm just going to try it with the manual fan or the mechanical fan for a while. And, you know, it is a little bit of a horsepower penalty, but it's always on, and I won't have any overheating issues. So now we just gotta wait, let the weather get a little hotter, but I'm really loving having 14.5 volts. That makes me better. That makes me feel better. That way I have that extra volt or two more for the power top, for the heater, for the lights, for the wipers, and everything to work. It's just a strange deal. Not every car, I guess, likes having electric fans. So the electric fans that I took off are very, very nice, and they seem really efficient, but they'll get used on some other project. So that's going to wrap up this convertible. I think we have another convertible coming in for some work. Let's get to work on that one. Once again, Stella, the shop dog, is surveying all the work in the shop. Come up in the mezzanine area. We got another car to bring in. We got another convertible to work on. But this isn't how we do it, Stella. This is not effective workmanship. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. So Stella is not much of a shop hand. We need to get this yellow Singer convertible up on the lift. We got some service to do. It's almost summertime. It's been parked out here for some time. We've got some improvements. It needs, oh, well, there you are. It's about time. You gonna help? You are a goofy pooch. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's dirty. It needs to get cleaned up for the summer season. Oops, excuse me. Tripped on myself there. It needs a horn that works. It needs some ignition work, and it needs a drive shaft. So let's get this thing. You know what else it needs? It needs a leather belt to go across the hood. I think that'd be really cool. So we'll work on that. Oh, and bumpers. I think we have bumpers. So we have a lot to do on this thing. Let's get it out of storage and into the shop. Are you finally going to help me, Stella? Are you finally going to make it worth my while? You have to earn your dog food. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we've got, oh, Stella's going to run right in. She's got the zoomies. All right. So we have our 1952 or 3 or 4 Singer in the shop now. And we've got a load of parts to put on this thing. We have a front bumper, which we sandblasted, primed, painted, made that look good. That will look really great on the front. We have a new drive line. So, which end was it? I think it was this end. Tried to put a new U-joint in it. It was really sloppy, and it turns out the yoke on both ends was wore out. So I had to bite the bullet and have my drive line rebuilt. $695 for that. Ouch. And then we've got safety stuff. We have a horn. A new horn, just a little one, and retractable seat belts. So we've got a lot to do. Let's get to work on this thing. It's convertible day. Okay, so our Singer is up on the rack. We're gonna look at a few things underneath here. It's been about a year since I got this car going. We have our new drive line in. You can see we no longer have play in our U-joint like we had before. It was really sloppy and I was worried that it would blow up. We have a new yoke on the front and the back. This is a Volvo transmission, a Volvo engine, and a custom drive line that mates up to a Singer Saloon rear axle, which is more beefy. It's not for the convertible, it's for the 4-door. We were looking at our shock absorbers. I forget, these are called lever action shocks. We tidied up some of the fuel system, keep it away from the exhaust. I'm missing a grommet that goes between the exhaust and the frame. Our brake job that we did, we completely rebuilt the brakes. We put in new stainless lines. That looks good. A lot of dust and cobwebs under here. The car's been sitting for about a year. No leaks under the engine or the transmission. Front brake lines are also stainless steel and they look good, and these have the blind hole wheel cylinders. These are the correct brakes for the car. They're smaller than the rear. I'm going to go through and re-grease the trunnions, all the lower and upper joints. And we have, I think, an MGA steering rack. I believe this car is kind of a mishmash. We're going to put our bumper on with the hole in that goes through to crank the engine, which doesn't work on this engine because it's not the correct engine. This is a Volvo engine in a Singer. So you can't, I don't know, this car is kind of a mishmash, but I'm just happy that the bumper will fit. Okay, I think that's a pretty good under car tour. Let's keep on working. We got to tidy up this mess of wires back here. I think this is the license plate. Wires, we should probably wire that up. All right, so we got all the joints greased, upper and lower trunnions on the Singer. And now this may be the last time you see the front without a bumper. I have the bumper, and I probably should be putting on the seat belts and the horn, but safety third. We're going to put the front bumper on and see how it looks, because I am anxious to get a bumper on this. I think it looks kind of unfinished. And just like that, we have a bumper. I think it looks better. Makes the car look more finished. Okay, our new sandblasted and painted front bumper is on. Looks pretty good. It's not chrome, but it's much better than no bumper at all. We got our hubcaps polished. We got our tires pumped up. We got our driveline in. We got our muffler vibration dampener in. We have some wiring taken care of. Now we're looking at the insides. And I think before we go much further, we should probably start this thing. It would be kind of crazy if it didn't start. Fuse panel is not the greatest. I'd like to replace that some other day. The battery up. Let's take a look in here. I think we've got oil. We changed it last season. Let's get around to the driver's side. I'd like to put the rear bumper on too, but that's going to require some fabrication of brackets. I put on these dryer vents to plug the LED taillight holes that were there that looked bad. Looks better. Okay, so we plugged our battery in. Put some seat belts in here, and let's see, we need to dust off our gauges. Okay, so this is our start, and this is always tricky. There we go. Once we have power showing, then we can start it. So I'm going to give the gas pedal, make sure the clutch works. The clutch only went down halfway. Now it's going full stroke. Let's try this. Gas pedal, a bunch of pumps. See my boot down there? Oh, it's trying. A bunch more pumps. Let's try it again. A little bit. I don't hear the pump. Oh, I do hear the electric fuel pump, so maybe it's working its way. Oh, something just happened there. What is up with that? What is up with that? Something's shorting out. I don't like this ignition switch. Fix that. Uh-oh, now we got nothing. Something's wrong with our ignition switch here. Catch fire. That's an old switch. Okay, we got nothing. After a bit more fussing and farting, come on, baby, need some gas. Died again. Okay, a lot more fussing and farting. Let's see if it idles. What do you know? It's idling. Got oil pressure. We got voltage. We got vacuum. We got a tack signal, and I think all the plugs were fouled because it backfired. Sounds like it's running all four. Okay, we got fuel. It sounds pretty good. Sounds real good. This thing's gonna live. Now we just gotta make it safe. My dog Stella has cornered a big coon, I think. She keeps barking. Stella. Stella, leave me alone. Stella, leave me alone. Let's see if we can get him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Heard him growling in there. Still. There he is. Get back, get back, get back, get back, get back, get back. Still, get back, get back, get back. Still. Still. Get back. That's a big one. That's a really big coon. Okay, so we're back working on the Singer. Took the door off for easy access. Got our ignition switch, headlight switch. You can see lights there on the cabinet. Low beam, high beam. That's much better. Did some wiring upgrades. And now we're looking at how are we going to put seat belts in this thing. It's got wood and not very good wood. There's metal there. I don't know if seatbelts are going to even be of any value. That's going to be interesting. All right, so we're working our way toward the end of our work day here, and we've done a lot of work on the Singer. Front bumper, we got the headlight switch going, we got the tires pumped up, got the headlight, the hubcaps polished. The only thing we really didn't get done, oh, we got the horn working too, so let's turn that on. Oh, here we go. New horn button, new wiring, new horn. So that's all good. Seat belts. I just don't think I can drill into wood for seat belts. I got to find metal, and luckily there's some metal plate back here, but that's going to be another day. So we may drive this for another season without seat belts, or maybe I'll get really industrious and figure out how to put seat belts in it. I'd really like to. It's a cool little car, and I'm getting really excited to drive it, so I probably should put some seat belts in it so it's safe for my kids and wife and things. All right, we're going to wrap this video up. Thank you for watching me work on convertibles and preparing for the summer season. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Look, this is how we're going to end our day, riding around the convertible. That's good. And our temperature gauge is right where it should be. Let's take a look. We've been driving around for a while. You want to get out, Nora? You can get out. So we've been driving for a while. Finally, prop right up. I think we got it fixed. 190 is as hot as she'll go. That new the mechanical fan made all the difference in the world. And we still have lots of power to run our high-performance electric fuel pump, the convertible top, the heater on high if we want to, lights, wipers, everything. AC, it's good. Finally. Man, it took a while. Still? Are you happy? You are.